Hello, good morning, welcome back to the weekly vlog. First things first, I am vlogging on my ancient vlog camera, which I dug up. It seriously looks like I dug it up. It's just got like stuff all over the lens and it looks old. But I wanted to see whether or not the quality was better in terms of like picture and sound. So we'll see, a little test week. Also, I let my hair dry naturally, which I know, you know, it's a bit kind of like shaggy down here. But I let my hair dry naturally and just slept on it, and it's got so much more shape with the cut that she's given me. I love this part. Really into it. I have got so much washing to do. It's actually ridiculous. I don't have a routine, so it just kind of gets to a point where I don't have any clothes left, and I have to wash everything all at once. It's going to be a washing week, but I feel good about getting it done, like getting a load in before the school run. It's a good start. It's a good start. By the time I come home, I can hang those up and put in another load. Look how red my hair looks in this light. It's crazy. We're going to see. We're going to see more, you know, once I actually style it and such. Also, I've got a podcast playing in my ear and it's really distracting, trying to talk and listen at the same time. Should not be doing this. I'm outside Morrison's, I've done the school run. I'm gonna go and get some little bits of shopping for the week. You know you're getting old when you genuinely are pleased with yourself because of how well you packed your bags from the supermarket. These are like full Tetris perfection. I found this in the, like they have a section where everything's really, really cheap. I can't even think what the section would be called. Anyway, in that section where it's usually got like blue tack and coloured pencils and random things, I found this, which is almost exactly the same as my Goody hair clip that I have never been able to find to link for you online. This brand is called Glamorize. It was £1. The reason that this is so fantastic is because it's totally flat on the bottom. So if you see the profile of it, so comfortable in your hair. If I put my hair, which often I do, all up on top of my head, and then I did like this, if I push down on that, there's nothing poking into me at all. It is the most comfortable shape of claw clip, and I can barely ever find one that's like this. Plus it's like really tight. I know that those of you who actually wear these to keep your hair out of your face rather than just for a hairstyle understand what I'm talking about, but like this is the shape that you're looking for. And if you are in Morrison's and you see this for £1, I would highly recommend that you pick it up, because when I have tried to find something similar to link in the past, I've really, really struggled. And I've looked everywhere. I also bought myself a face mask, so I'm gonna go and put this on, sit on the sofa and plan my week. I haven't got quite as much done this Monday as last Monday, yet it's only 11:45. However, what I did do was pull out all of my jewellery. I really liked this necklace that I bought from TK Maxx. But the chain that it was on turned my neck green, which was not great. It was like part of a set that was the only layering necklaces that I've ever not like tangled together for me. And they were kind of tied in such a way that you could kind of pull one and then the other one went down. It was a strange situation. Anyway, I've got these chains from Ana Luisa, and they're waterproof. There's a new trend for like waterproof necklaces, waterproof jewelry, which for me is great because it doesn't have to be plated or sterling silver or whatever. I just don't want it to tarnish. I'm not particularly bothered about it being like a precious metal. So I know, because I've worn these tons, that these are waterproof and they aren't a problem to wear like constantly, because I don't like to have to take my jewelry off. So I just put this, which didn't seem to tarnish, it was just the necklaces, on these, and kind of tied them together in such a way that I'm hoping that they won't tangle. And all this is to say, I have been wanting to buy like a coin necklace, because I loved this one so much, since January. I keep looking online and being like, I'm gonna buy this one, which one am I gonna get? So I've just saved myself like £100. Money saving life hacks. I'm having one of those days where I cannot eat enough food. So we're gonna have those bean quesadillas that I mentioned in the previous vlog tonight. And I bought 2 cans of mixed beans today, and I thought I might just make the mixture, and I'm gonna make myself a smaller portion of them right now. or a full portion. I'm just so hungry. And then it means that they're like prepped and ready to go for dinner. So it's mixed beans, which I've rinsed. Then without measuring anything at all, I'm gonna use some tomato puree, tomato paste, whatever you wanna call it. I've also got, depends on which brand you like. This is the one that I like, that I can get the most frequently. Like some of the ones that I prefer aren't always readily available. So a couple, because I'm making a double mix of this, I'm going to use a couple, pretty much the rest of this jar. Teaspoons of chipotle paste. This is going to totally depend on like, oh, I love the smell of this, how much heat you want. We just kind of like the flavor, less so the heat. Some ground cumin, which again, you could season this with whatever you want, but we really like this. You could even use like taco seasoning or whatever, which kind of this is. Ground cumin kind of is taco seasoning. Then pepper, and rather than just salt, I use a garlic salt, because laziness, but also never ever, I was about to say, can never have enough garlic. And now we've got quite chunky salt and some like garlic flakes in here, so it'll be fine. I mash up all of this. You could use a fork, but I don't find that that works that well for me. I prefer to use an actual potato masher. You don't have to get it all kind of like super mashed together. Just, you know, enough. Just like, I'd say 50% of the beans squished. Magic ingredient, all the cheese. Then mix it together, and this is literally it. This is the whole mixture, no cooking or anything involved at all. You then put this into like flour tortillas, put them in half, fold them in half, and fry them in a little bit of oil. And that is literally it. Just make sure that they're warmed through. I suppose you could grill them, maybe put them in the oven. You could even put them in the microwave, but we fry them and they are crispy and delicious. Cannot tell enough people about this. Also, it was a HelloFresh recipe and I wasn't gonna share exactly how to make it for that reason, but I realized it wasn't really a particularly original recipe. It's basically just quesadillas with like beans inside. There's definitely a thing, definitely already exists in the world, a bit like cottage pie. So yeah, there you go. Enjoy. So easy. And now I've put the rest of that mixture in the bowl in the fridge for later. I'm trying a new face mask. Remind me, I'll tell you what it is in the morning. It's a red pepper paste face mask, I want to say. This is unusual. Haven't done anything that looked like this before. This is the mask that we had on. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure that it did anything at all, but I'll use it a couple more times before I actually review it. The funniest thing was that you saw what it looked like on my face, and Lee went out with the dog before we went to bed, completely forgot that he had that on his face. Thankfully didn't run into anyone. And especially because he had it, like, he doesn't like to put anything like around where his stubble would be because it can be quite sensitive. So he would have just had like top half red face. It's on me because I just didn't think either, but it would be pretty embarrassing, wouldn't it? Right, I've filmed some stuff this morning. Honestly, look at the state of everywhere. Now I want to go upstairs to the office because I need to clean up in there, and I'd like to actually organise some stuff so that I can film another video in there this afternoon. Two things. Number one, I've made one of my absolute all-time favourite HelloFresh meals. It is butter chicken, like a tikka masala butter chicken. Amazing. So delicious. I'm already starving thinking about it. The second thing is I baked my makeup today. I rarely even use powder these days, let alone baking. But I was doing this like underpainting, which you can kind of see, there's not a lot left on my face in terms of colour, but this underpainting technique that I keep seeing where you put on your bronzer or contour, your blush, everything underneath, and then you put your foundation on top. I feel like this was a thing a long time ago. This was like a trend that went around. Anyway, it's kind of making the rounds again on social media, and I thought I'd give it a go. So I did that, and then because I felt like I was putting on a lot of makeup and I was watching a lot of other people do it, I thought I'm gonna do the whole thing. And they did like the baking where you put all of the powder everywhere. Incredible. It's actually incredible. I did do it. I did kind of become quite enamored with baking a few years ago, but it made me really dry. But now I'm wondering if it was actually the powder that I was using rather than the technique itself, because this has been hours and hours and hours, and I'm quite oily. And my foundation looks fantastic. I've just looked in the mirror, like real up close, and it looks so good. I could be a convert. Other than the crazy dreams, I feel like the side effects have kind of slowed with the Sertraline. But I am so achy this week. I don't know what it is. I feel like, so I went out with my friend on Saturday night, and you know, we were dancing and stuff, but nothing crazy. And I wasn't drinking because I know in the past I've been super achy after a night out. I'm like, what is that? And I googled it, and it's dehydration. Apparently dehydration is like to blame for so many things, so many issues of mine. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But I wasn't drinking, and I just don't know. While we were out, my neck started to hurt. Maybe it was sitting in the chair at the hairdresser, I don't know. But I feel like I've pulled something here. And when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I can barely raise my arms. So part of me wants to just like rest and be like, nah, this is too painful to do anything. And part of me thinks, maybe I need to get back in the gym. And someone actually asked about the Echelon bike this week. They said, were we still using it? Before Christmas I was still using it. I'll do you a review at some point because I quite enjoy it. And I haven't talked much about using the Echelon, and Lily uses it too. I don't know, maybe if I just need to, I mean, I haven't even been walking. I just maybe need to incorporate some daily movement again, because the more sore you get, the more tempting it is to do less, and I think that's like a slippery slope. It has been a very long Thursday. I am almost finished with work. It is 20 to 10. I'm just finishing up some stuff, but while I remembered, I thought I would hop on and say hi for today, because apparently I haven't picked up the camera earlier. I actually got some stuff filmed today because it was a late, I had a big chunk of the morning off work. So I filmed some stuff, edited some stuff, got some things done, which is why I'm like fully made up to sit at home and plan trains. And I also received 2 Amazon packages that I wanted to share. Not particularly exciting, but one of them maybe more so than the other one. One is this fancy mirror. It is super, super basic. The reason that I ordered this was I kind of wanted one for the windowsill back here, but also for while I'm filming, because I've been filming a lot of reels and a lot of stuff kind of here, there and everywhere around the place. I wanted a mirror that I could actually angle, so that dependent on like what angle I'm filming at, I can actually see myself, because I've been filming a lot of makeup stuff where I'm using the viewfinder of my camera as my mirror. It's not ideal. It's not ideal, and especially when I'm doing such close-up stuff, I want to be able to show you like real skin texture. Sometimes when I'm editing, I'm like, didn't really notice, like that's not blended very well, so I wanted to get a mirror. The other thing, this was something that I did say that I was going to try out, and this morning while I was using my NUFACE, I ran out of the microcurrent gel. One of the issues with that gel, because it did last a long time, but you can't really tell when you're coming to the end of it. So yesterday I had plenty, today I did 1 pump, did 1/2 of my face, and then I pushed it down to get another pump, and it just hardly anything came out. So it wasn't really, it starts to feel light, but you really don't know when it's coming to an end. So I ordered some ultrasound gel from Amazon. This, I got 2 bottles for £5, and I know that lots of people use ultrasound gel instead of microcurrent gel, so I'm hopeful that this is going to do exactly the same thing, but I'll keep you posted. And one of the reviews, you know, when people on Amazon ask questions, you know, what is this, blah blah blah, one of the questions that someone had asked in the review section was, would this work with a microcurrent device? And the person had said yes, specifically the one that I have. So fingers crossed, but I'll let you know. And really that's all that's gone on today. It's just been kind of a busy long day, and the minute I log off, I'm gonna get a really, really hot bath and go to sleep. Something I forgot to tell you about the other day. Oh my god, these are insane. These are my Fabletics leggings, and historically they're not bad at all for fluff. They don't catch fluff on the outsides, and then these ones, something's happened. I don't know whether or not like in the wash some kind of layer has come away or what, because they're probably quite old at this point, but now they are just like a magnet, so yeah, super fluffy. Anyway, what I was going to tell you about was this. I bought this from Vinted when we were in, I don't think I've already told you about this, I don't know. When we were in Vegas, there was this shop in Caesar's Forum Shops called Altered State, and I was obsessed. It was all like fluffy cardigans and like cowboy boots and like stuff from the South that was just like a total vibe. Imagine like if, you know, like the whole thing of farmhouse houses and like, you know, that whole thing, if that was like a shop that was fashion, this was the shop, Altered State. Loved the whole thing, but everything was quite expensive. And they had these cardigans and these sweatshirts that were like $80. And I was like, really want one, but how much am I really gonna use it? And it's really expensive. Got home, didn't really think much of it. At Christmas, I did look on the website to see if they had any sales, because I can shop American sites through a brand called Opus. If you've never used it before, I will link it below. Basically, you can use them to like ship to, they give you like an address, it's like kind of like a PO box, and then they ship it to you. It's obviously a paid for service. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I was looking on there and didn't really find anything, and then randomly one day I decided to look on Vinted and I found this, which, you know, maybe it's nothing special, but to me, I'm like, this is an $80 cardigan and I bought it for £15. Very long-winded way of, again, telling you I love Vinted. Also I realised I hadn't had any caffeine this morning. Literally just had like a glass of water. I took Milo to the shop. No, I didn't. I didn't take him to the shop. I took him to school. Took Milo to school. I've just had a bath. I'm starting work at 10 today, so I got like 5 minutes to spare before I go and log on. But I've just been responding to comments, and someone on my I can't talk today. Someone on my most recent video said I talk too quickly. That's 2 comments on 2 separate videos this week. You talk too quickly. I don't know what to say. This is just who I am. And I'm very mindful that when I get excited about something, I'm like, so, let me tell you about this. It's very exciting. And I'm gonna talk really quickly. It's just, how do you, it's so funny because on the one hand, the emphasis is for sure on being genuine and authentic. But on the other hand, some people, I appreciate the person that said this is not meaning to be me, but some people, it does feel like they want you to alter yourself to fit into a YouTube mold, and it's just not who I am. If that's who I was, I would be more successful. It's Saturday night and get excited because I didn't leave the house today. We've got a couple of really busy weeks coming up with various plans, so I just wanted a weekend of like absolute nothingness. But I did want to share, these are the same things that I made on Monday. I tried them in the oven. So I baked them on, I put the oil in the pan, sorry, in the, what is this called? Baking sheet, also known as an oven tray, a baking tray, geez. I'm really struggling with words. Put the oil on the baking tray, put it in the oven to get hot. And then I put the folded tortillas on there, probably flipped them at around 8 minutes, did another 8 minutes. If you are a Taco Bell fan like I am, I would say this has almost got like a chalupa kind of, it's not quite the same, but more of a deep fried texture to it than the other ones. I'm gonna definitely try this with less oil next time. Just testing out the different ways of making them. But also these are less charred because they can get pretty burned when you're doing them on the frying pan. Also means that I can make lots more at once. When I first made them, I thought they'd make a really good party snack, but obviously it's not really convenient to be frying them up like one at a time in a situation like that. So I'm gonna try around with it, you know, as always, keep you posted. And that is the correct portion of sour cream. Just woke up, it's Sunday. Let me show you. I'm gonna go outside. It's probably a mistake with bare feet because it's freezing. But look at all the frozen cobwebs. Oh, frost is just magical. A little bit of frost on my Christmas tree. I'm not sure where I'm gonna put this guy, but I'm going to keep him alive for next year. Woke up with a hankering to make American pancakes. We have no eggs, so if we goes out later, because I'm not leaving the house, and make me some eggs, then maybe I'll try and make American pancakes for perhaps tea. I'm gonna finish up this vlog with the final Amazon delivery of the week. I've got a bit Amazon crazy this week. And I think, honestly, part of it is probably because I've told myself absolutely no beauty spending in January, because I want to do like a full inventory of everything that I've got. I want to kind of just look through everything and be like, what do you really want more of? What do you want to be making sure you're using, etc, etc. And so instead, I've gone in a completely different direction and bought myself random things on Amazon. This is something that I have wanted for at least since like middle of last year. And I was like, how much are you really gonna use it? And then when I had my hair cut, because of the style that it is now, I feel like I would actually use these all the time, like at least once a week. So I decided to treat myself. I will leave these linked below as well as the other things. By the way, I'll talk more about the gel that I bought for the NUFACE next week, because I'm not totally sure right now. Currently, my skin is quite sensitive because I've been kind of going through the purge with the word is, seriously, there's so many weird side effects of the Sertraline, which again, that's for another vlog. And the dreams are getting like cinematic at this point. But I can't remember words. The NUFACE gel, what was I even talking about? Skin and Me. My skin has been a little bit more sensitive because I've been using Skin and Me every single day again. I'm kind of going through the purge because I wasn't being consistent with it in December. So it's just kind of more sensitive at the moment. Plus I've started using that new facial cleansing brush, just a whole load of stuff. So I started using that ultrasound gel with the NUFACE. I feel like it stings my skin a little bit, but I don't know if that's just because my skin barrier is damaged. So watch this space because it's so cheap. It definitely does the same thing, like I don't get any of the tingle, and I feel like I can use a lot more of it because it is a lot cheaper. So I'm gonna persevere with it. Anyway, this is what I bought myself. Do you know what pushed me over the edge? I actually was trying to find people to watch on YouTube again because I want to have my focus on YouTube viewing more beauty like it used to be. And I kind of deleted a load of subscriptions and went back through like, who did I used to watch a lot? Emily Noel, one of my absolute favorites. She is still doing exactly what she was doing when I left her. And she did this like, what she does before she makes a video. And she uses this exact set of hot rollers. And this is the exact set of hot rollers that I have had in my Amazon cart for like 8 months. Another thing I'm considering, I kind of, at the beginning of this week was mocking something up. And as with so many things like this, I'm like, maybe I will, maybe I won't, and then I leave it too long. I'm considering doing another little merch launch. It will just be sweatshirts, I think. I'm not on the fence, but I think it'll just be sweatshirts. And I think I'm just gonna do UK only because I was speaking to someone before Christmas who wanted to do some merch with me, just was not happy with the quality of the products. But what was appealing about that was they dealt with all of the customer service side of it, returns, all of that. At the moment, the situation with shipping is so kind of tenuous even within the UK because of all of the strikes that I think if I do one, it will be a very short-lived run, maybe just for February. And I think I'll just do UK only because it's just me doing it and I don't want the hassle of the additional stuff. So I apologize if that is what I decide to do. But I've just kind of come up with like a logo just for myself that I want for my word of the year, words of the year, for my New Year vibe. And when I was drawing it up, because I was thinking of having it like engraved on something, which I think I talked about, I kind of thought this would be a pretty cool emblem on a sweatshirt. So I might do it, I might not. Very flaky like that. But that's it for today's vlog. So thank you for this week's. Thank you for joining me. I have been having a lot of fun with the shorts content again this week. I am really enjoying the beauty side of things again, and I think this coming week I'm going to be focused on use what you have. So I'm thinking of looking through some looks, whether it be on Pinterest or like YouTube or whatever, you know, maybe like celebrity looks or something, and trying to find ways of creating those same looks with products I already have. Or even maybe I'll do like a haul in theory. Like I'll actually put things in my basket, a haul of items, and then see what I've got already that maybe is kind of the same with those products and maybe I don't need to buy new things. I don't know. I'm getting lots of inspiration from lots of different places, but most importantly, I'm excited about it. So yeah, thank you for continuing to join me and I will see you guys next week. Bye.